Okay, that is like kind of an uncanny starting screen. Where did I even leave off? What was I even doing? Ah, I see. We have to finish the morning block first, and then I can do the second half. Okay, that's fine. Duh! Oh, you could just treat him like any old dog. Fun fact, the sunbathing is actually their means of converting solar energy into power. Is that right? Pardon my rudeness. I should have known better. I should have known better after Mr. Kincaid's briefing. Zeros, was it? A pleasure to formally meet. The president and his aide have already notified me about you all. I'll be bringing Alphonse back to the official residence in due time. Until then, you and the young miss are welcome to enjoy your stay. Sure, keep up the good work. Hilarious. Who doesn't enjoy sunbathing? Oh yeah? You want to go, huh? How about some of this then? Let's see you survive my scritchy scratch technique. Man, I've picked up the signs, but you sure are one hell of a dog person, huh? More or less. Same one for my mom, but we had to give up on getting one with how small the room we rented was. So to make up for it, we'd tour our way through the first ward to the 7th on a pup patting spree, 7 days a week. Talk about overkill. It's a miracle you didn't rub him bald. Hey, wait your turn, pet napper. This guy's what, 7 years old? Just because you're both middle-aged doesn't give you the right. I'm still in my 20s, damn it. Hans here sure is friendly with people. Only natural with Agnes, but he seems pretty attached to the president, too. I've seen a lot of people comment on how, like, weird the animal PNG is. And I'm like, yeah, they probably could have, you know, modeled something better. Because they did a lot for Zeros here. So they couldn't have gotten something that was, like, non-generic for an actual dog. I don't know. Real sight to see, huh? They say Agnes's mom used to take care of it. Mrs. Sophie Gramhart, otherwise known as the granddaughter of the famed Professor Epstein. This garden looks to have been carefully tended to, but I warrant it was another person altogether who first put it together. The arrangement of the flower beds, the selection of the herbs, they bring to mind the traditional design of the Middle Ages. Someone I was once indebted to had much the same predilections. Oh yeah? Was once. Must be a reason it's past tense. Gramhart said this place was built around 70 years back. That's smack dab in the middle of the Third Republic. And the Louvre district was one of the residential areas they set up at that time. Meaning the original occupant was an individual of great significance, more likely than not. That the house's construction is more than modest, than luxurious speaks to their upright character. There's a story, I imagine, as to how Mr. Gramhart came to assume ownership over it. Yeah? No way there wouldn't be. Am I just imagining things, or does this feel nostalgic somehow? And this ain't the first time it's happened either. Oh no. Oh no. That's never a good sign with Falcom. It usually means something. These ingredients should suffice for the menu in mind. I must say though, the pantry is punctuously stocked despite the both of you being so absent. Oh, well, it all ends up being things with a long shelf life anyway. I come back 2 or 3 times in a month to clean, cook, and treat the security personnel to a meal. Occasionally, I'll make some extra to leave behind, which my father does seem to eat when he returns. Really now? Huh, I knew he had a soft spot for his little girl, no matter how much he tries to act otherwise. That's a little debatable. He definitely has a particular fondness for my sandwiches and stews, though. I think it's fair to say I've succeeded in recreating the way my mother's tasted. Miss Claudel. Well, going by the ones you'd sometimes make at the office, I can say for a fact they're both delicious. They say a kitchen reflects the family who lives there. This one feels tidy, yet lived in at the same time. Says a lot about the woman your mom was. Indeed. Even the sink and kitchen utensils appear to be meticulously maintained. Well, it's been 5 years since she passed, but those parts of her might have rubbed off on me. I just try to do things the way I remember she did, though it wasn't without plenty of setbacks in the beginning. I'd even forced my father to eat the stews I burned. Hey, any dad worth his salt would be more than happy to gulp it down. Yes, without a doubt, it was likely the same for myself. Really? Well, at any rate, Van, this'll take us a tiny bit longer. My success rate with these dishes is guaranteed, so just sit tight and I'll be out in a jiffy. Given that this is likely a larger party than Miss Claudel is accustomed to serving, I shall handle the ingredient and spice measurements. Sounds good. My mouth's watering already. I feel like there's so much more to Reset that we're gonna learn about in this game, because she's been dropping more hints than, like, I think the entirety of, like, Daybreak 2. Big old thing there. Got some rust on your pans there, I'll say that. Got some rust on your pans. Where else can we go? Oh, Judith. Days gone by. Now this is a good one. Affirmative. Its metric and tonal patterns evoke feelings of comfort. Come on, guys. You can't just go putting records on in other people's houses. Says you. The president gave us the okay to make ourselves at home, so I'm taking him up on that. His ear is real refined, though. This library's got everything from classics to chansons. This even happens to be a decent collection of Grammys albums. Chansonnier extraordinaire, Dominique Lanster, huh? Go figure. Whoa, Amber Turtle? He has my favorite jazz number, too. I'm just saying, y'all, people know the whole turtle thing. People know what's up. I'm just saying. Not the first time we've seen Turtle and people enjoy it. Remember Persona 5 and the Turtle Charm? I'm just saying. Yo, what's up, Ale? Well, this is awkward. Between this and saunas, we've got more than a few hobbies in common. Didn't he invite you to a private session at the end of our big case last spring? In his book, you're probably the bad apple seducing his precious daughter astray. I remember you saying you were going to comment on the state of play and direct. Did I miss it? Oh no, I haven't done it yet. I have a gameplay section coming up, and that's when I'm probably going to do it then. In like, I'm going to say 30 minutes. I will say the state of play, the only thing I really cared about was Kena. I don't really care about anything else. Don't even start. How many times do I gotta spell that out that I'm the one getting barged in on here? Yo, 3 streams. Now playing next song, Autumn Knows. I find games today very shiny. I agree with that. I know it's nothing new by now, but Fio really is something else. 1000%. And they've got good taste on top of that. Sometimes I wish they didn't make Judith into a girl failure is all I'm gonna say. But you gotta have them. You gotta have the one. Unreal Engine 5 ray tracing and its consequences to mankind, along with all the frame generation stuff too, you know? Like the AMD FSR 3 and DLSS 4 point whatever majiggies with transformer models and all that. It's like, just give me normal frames, bro. Why do I need to generate my frames up to like 200? Also, a lot of it doesn't even matter that much anyway if you don't even have the refresh rate to handle it. Like, yeah, you can go above, but like, it doesn't matter after a certain point. Oh, this is Agnes's room, huh? I didn't notice those in trailers. I don't know if they really even show them off in trailers unless it's like the big thing, right? Like when DLSS 4.5 came out, it was like, oh my god. Plus it gives all this breath of fluffy, flowery air that has Agnes written all over it. Ha, I think I get what you mean. To be the wrong way. I get you. I feel you. You can tell, definitely tell she's spent a lot of time in here. And just what's got you all wrapped up? Poring over an older girl's private books. Wait, I'm 16 now. That makes Agnes and me the same age. Fair point, but in 3 days she'll be back to being older. Ooh, he's got you there. True enough. I know it's something to celebrate, but getting left behind again isn't exactly the greatest feeling. You're older than Fairy, though. At any rate, whatever apprehension I had flew right away the second I laid eyes on these. They're Professor Claude Epstein's diaries. That's so. Agnes always keeps the final volume on her, so this must be the rest. You could really tell how her great-grandfather was a great-grand scholar, too. You know, ever since Trail stopped doing books with Daybreak, I feel like we kind of missed out on being able to read these diaries. Like, I get maybe why they stopped doing the whole book thing, but, like, they could have kept it at least for this. It's certainly need to have been to create the Arc Genesis. Right. These are records of how they were utilized in experimental observations for the invention of orbments. There's a lot to be learned from these writings, and what's more, they also describe his values as a scientist and technician. Each and every word holds a great wealth of meaning. I can see how Agnes got so engrossed. You don't say. I only ever leafed through the last of the bunch, so... Let's see, stuff about his research, stuff about his family and assistants. Oh hey, this bit touches on the geopolitics of the time, even as his personal analysis of Calvard. Communication lines barely existed back then, so how do you manage to put this many pieces together all the way in Le Mans? Incredible, isn't it? He talks quite a lot about Gran and them too. Publishing even a portion of these would make for an instant bestseller, don't you think? Wait, isn't this... What's up? Did you find an interesting entry? It's more that this name feels like one I've heard somewhere before. Does Herschel ring a bell? Herschel? That's... May we have a look? It's Toa! Afterwards, the group shared a handful of findings and surprises held in the Epstein's diaries. Catcher then returned straight to reading them, where as Fairy found herself drawn to Agnes' picture book collection, eyes a twinkle. Yeah, no kidding. Well, we do know that Toa's grandfather was a scientist, Grandpa Herschel. Either was an astronomer or something like that. Not tied to Nayuta Herschel from the Boundless Trails Nayuta. It's like the Prez's private study. He did basically tell us what's his is ours, but this might be pushing it. Are those... I'll just take a self-guided tour. Little self-guided tour for future ref. He's a car guy. Almost call this a trail of memories between the Graham Harts and Claudels. Ain't much of a family man as Victor, but a part of me does long for one myself. This must be present in his school days. Guy was handsome even back then. The woman on the left is probably Lilia Claudel, Professor Epstein's adopted daughter, which makes the girl in the middle Sophie Claudel. They say he was in the military before getting into politics. Seems he and the Claudels were basically family. Lily had already passed by then, by the time Agnes was born, though, I think. Agnes is around 12 here, maybe? And the president looks no different than he does now. God, oh boy. Look at those smiling faces. Can't have been too long after that her mom... Oh, Van, so this is where you went. Yeah, sorry for treading off the beaten path. Not at all. Take your time. If any books catch your interest, feel free to borrow them. There should be plenty geared towards car enthusiasts, sauna buffs, and other hobbyists. Nah, I'm imposing enough already. A lineup like this could really hook a guy in, though. I'd imagine so. The way my father used to hole himself up in here and read the days away. Everything's just been gathering dust the past few years, now he's always out. It's honestly kind of a shame. He's still so young there, isn't he? Yeah, kinda takes me off that he's been such a looker from then all the way till now. Still, I appreciated the chance to actually see your mom and grandma's faces. I suppose I'd only ever really mentioned their names up until now, thinking back. Pictures are all I know of my grandmother. Still, everyone looks so happy in both of these. Hey, same could be said for the one you're in. Have to admit though, the Claudel genes are a scary thing. I mean, sure, your hairstyles and overall vibes differ, but going by facial features alone, you three ladies are practically carbon copies. You think so? I'd say we couldn't be further apart, personality-wise, but... Oh, right, we're still in the middle of making lunch. I just came to ask if you mind us adding Diablo sauce into the sandwiches. That he was all for the Diablo sauce. Very important. Agnes busily vacated the study. Okay, I think that's enough exploring for now. Lunch will be ready soon, I bet. Might as well offer to help make some coffee. Must make the coffee.
Planner launched!
Time to move on. Actually, that reminds me. The date she put on her resume was July 12th, 1192. That's 3 days from now. I treat the others on their birthday, so I had to do the same for her. Then I went to the kitchen to help make coffee, and was subsequently asked for his opinion on matters such as the dessert offerings. After a short while, lunch was finally ready, and everyone sat down to enjoy the sandwiches Agnes and Reset made. Yum. By the way, Agnes, I took a look at your great-grandfather's diaries. Oh yeah, are there any new timely terms? A genius scientist invented the blah blah blah. Yeah, Claude Epstein. You have to say it Epstein because if you say Epstein, it's like the political shit. Epstein. I only skimmed through them, and he didn't write too much about his research, but I was still thoroughly impressed with what I saw. He sounded like an insightful person. It's amazing to think that Professor Hamilton was his mentee. Aw, hearing all that makes me really happy. I heard before that he cared a lot for his family, and reading this makes this clear as day. You can tell just how much he loved your grandmother, Lilia. And the message he left for the generations after hers, to you and Sophie, are really profound. He also held a great affinity for his three disciples. Naturally, he cared deeply for Professor Hamilton, but I can feel a sense of compassion and trust for the other two as well, despite their idiosyncrasies. Oh yeah, Professor Russell from Liberl is one of those three disciples, right? The fact that the old Epstein predicted he'd go on to invent the airship is pretty damn wild. Not only that, but he also wrote about the possibility of Professor Schmidt coming up with a railway system. It's almost like he could see the future or something. There's little way of knowing one way or another if he could. One thing's for certain, however, he was an incredibly perceptive man. He predicted the emergence of artificial intelligence and the technological singularity, even which has become quite the hot-button issue. That's very true. I could definitely understand why my mother and grandmother chose to hide his diaries. In a way, he was far too ahead of his time, so much so that he may have impeded the potential of those who came after them. Yeah, Might be part of why he never shared them with anyone, including the Epstein Foundation. But I'm sure the main reason ties back to his last words about the Genesis. Recover the Oct Genesis before the year 120X, else all that we know will come to an end. Hold up, so your great-grandpa used these things, these observational devices, back when he established Orbital Tech? Which means he had them at the time, but then at some point they were lost or stolen? I didn't get a chance to pour over every detail in the diaries, but I didn't see anything written about that. As crazy as it sounds, it's possible he knew that they'd go missing after his death? Yes, I'd say so. In fact, that's a definite possibility, especially when you consider what Dingo said to us back in April.
That weakness is humanity's original sin. One that the 8th Genesis was built to observe with vigilance. Its ceaseless observation persists. It has yet to truly be brought to an end. The forced reset is a byproduct of the Octogenesis. It is a retry method that can only be performed so many times. Its purpose is to achieve the desired observational outcome. Very soon, the other possibilities that were archived from past resets will be designated as the final observational outcome.
Ah, yeah, that's what he said, sure enough. Though I didn't hear those words directly from the horse's mouth, they sound no less disconcerting even now. I can only surmise that these devices, including this 8th Genesis which observes humanity's sin, are designed to carry out some function once all 8 are brought together. Yes, I've come to much the same conclusion. However, I cannot help but wonder if there was some reason they were spread all over Calvard prior to our having gathered them. Considering his use of the word observation, perhaps some sort of process was being carried out by necessity. This whole thing is all kinds of confusing. Oh, don't worry, Judith, the fan base thinks the same. As does Falcom, because they got burnt out making this game. But would that mean there was an observational reason behind Almada stealing and using them too? What? No, that's impossible. Much as it pisses me off to say, it isn't. Could be that them turning me into the tyrant of 40 years ago was also they could observe the dark side of humanity. Yeah. Same could be said of Pandemonium, which was brought about by the 7th. Might have been trying to observe the diabolic core I had inside me. I think it's safe to say my great-grandfather must have had some purpose for all of this. Maybe he had made the Genesis to bring out the ugly side of humanity and observe it. Could be there was some sort of outcome he hoped to achieve. If that's true, then regardless of his reasons, it's possible he wasn't the good, upstanding man I thought him to be. And yes... Honestly, he sounds like the most engineers and academics I know. We're all driven to test our hypotheses. That's right. Regardless of what kind of man your great-grandfather was, it was his diaries that got you to this point. You prepared to see this thing through? Accept the good, the bad, and whatever he was expecting to find out? Because if you are, then we will be right there by your side until you get there. Man. That's right. We'll be with you to the end, ride or die. Indeed, that goes without saying. Don't stress, we'll always be in your corner, no matter what kind of person your great-grandpa was. Can't be much worse than our resident sugar junkie who gets his kicks from eating sweets in a sauna. Hey, I've never done that in my life. Sweets are sweets, and saunas are saunas, and the twain shall meet. Wait, don't they cook sausages and roast marshmallows at the saunas in Remiferia? Plus, there's a thing such as stone cookware, you know? Whoa, pump the brakes. I don't want to know this. It's hard enough to fight those urges. Spoken like a true sugar junkie. Well, at least his addiction isn't as far gone as his detrimental to his health. As to be detrimental to his health. Yet, we should devise a plan to rehabilitate him before it grows out of control. Oh yeah, there was something else I noticed about the diaries. When I was flipping through them a minute ago, I saw the name Herschel. Ah, so you noticed that too, huh? Isn't that the name of your teacher? Yes, that's right. Miss Toa's last name. There was a famous astronomer from the Empire named Alfred Herschel. I've read several of his works. There's a good chance he's the person Professor Epstein was referring to. Of that, I have no doubt. Mr. Herschel was the Dean of the Imperial Academy, the foremost academic institution of the Erebonian Empire. He passed 10 years ago, but I heard that from an early age he traveled the world to help expand his base of knowledge. We only crossed paths a few times, but I'm certain that he was Miss Herschel's grandfather. Fascinating. Didn't realize he was an acquaintance of yours, Master. Next time we bump into Miss Herschel, we should ask about him. Never know what kind of stories he might have passed on. Even if they're not about the Genesis, it might be worth doing a little prodding. I hear she only came here because of her NGO work. Has she gone back to Erebonia yet? No, she's still here. She was supposed to go back at the end of last term, like Ren and Julian. If you'd like, I can call her and...
Pardon me, young miss, but two of your friends from school are here to see you.
Oh boy.
Hey, Agnes. Oh, you really are home after all.
We saw that black robot dog out in the yard, but we didn't know for sure if you were here or not.
Odette? Albert?
Albert, the new student council president, and the vice president, Odette.
Sorry for dropping in out of the blue. We just wanted to come say hi, but we didn't know you had so much company. Blame Albert. He just wouldn't stop moaning and groaning. Ooh, I can't see Agnes at school for a few days. My life is over.
Ha!
I never said that. But I won't deny I've missed you some since exams ended.
Dude, Odette, you really gotta cuff Albert, man. He's going out of control.
Both you and Roy, the president, seemed pretty busy as of late.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to worry you both.
Wait, why are you two wearing your school uniforms? Ah, we have a little council-related trouble to take care of. What kind of trouble? Do you need help? Oh, we should be okay. It's just a handover meeting with the new school vendor, that's all. Ren will be helping us out with it too, so I think we can manage just fine. We can't keep depending on her for everything, you know. Otherwise, we'll never be able to grow out of her shadow. Why not go check it out? Between this morning's 4 SPGs and making us all lunch, I'd say you've done your part for today. But, no buts. Work's important and all, but a healthy work-life balance is even more so. You ought to go help your friends. Show super schoolgirl you don't need no babysitter. I need to make up for lost working time from this morning, so I'll carry the load for both of us. It'll be less fun with you gone, but we'll soldier on. Let's wage this war on 2 fronts. Again, you guys. Hey, you don't have to go if you don't want to. Not that you wouldn't be a huge help, of course, but point being, no pressure. Sorry, we weren't trying to pull you away from your work. Did they cut Albert's hair? I feel like he got a new haircut. Please, don't worry about it. You didn't appoint me as your treasurer to slack off when I'm not needed, or when I'm needed. Good luck with the rest of your work, everyone. I should be able to meet up back with you all later this evening. Good deal. See you later. Very well. Shall we depart for the Chardon district, everyone? I will make a note to contact you once we reach our stopping point this afternoon. Yo, what's up, Rafi? How's it hanging, dude?
The train will be departing soon.
Ring, 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 ring,
Next
ring.
train is approaching. Please mind the gap as you board or depart. Truly well done.
Wow.
I'll update your evaluation rank.
Confirm and receipt.
Nice.
Can't complain with that.
I am most appreciative.
So I got 20,000 from it. Reset as the employee of the month. I think that makes sense, right? I think I used her a little bit. Ooh, look at this. Look at this new menu. Quite good. I could have literally kept going for like 10 minutes onwards. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Getting the gameplay yet or not? No, not yet. We have a lot more to do. After parting ways with Agnes, Van's group headed back to Old Town shortly after noon. Zin and Elaine arrived at Van's office a little before 1 p.m. to swap information as they had agreed upon earlier. We have...
I see. So you went off your beaten track and did your rounds in the Leva district.
I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes maybe at least. Maybe less. I don't know. The Grim Garden is coming up and I'm like, am I actually doing this? Why do you not sound happy, Elaine? You are not happy. Elaine Auclair. Huzzah for Kyoto Xanadu release window.
Not one of my usual haunts. Can't say I found much of anything, but there were a couple things that piqued my curiosity.
Chapter 1 is hard. Oh no. What's up, Heise? How's it going?
I hear you've been busting your tail on a different case. You find anything interesting?
Yes, I did. Would you mind if I let him in on this, Jin?
I don't see any problem with that, given that it's related to something we tackled together back in March.
When did they say it? This summer. In like, I don't know the exact date, but it's this summer.
March? You don't mean that case, do you?
The one pertaining to that anti-immigration terrorist group?
Oh yeah.
The very same, where we went up against the True Grievance Brigade. It was the largest anti-immigration faction before the Guild, your team, and the CID arrested the group's every last member.
Now I can finally do my Tokyo Xanadu New Game Plus run. You know what's funny? A long time ago I said that once Tokyo Xanadu sequel gets announced, I'll do a stream of Tokyo Xanadu. That's probably not happening. I'm being hard to follow. A bit too far stretch in my opinion. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at Act 1, just kind of like on the guide. Did Falcom ever consider that maybe having us do Edith's side quests for the 3rd time in a row like this may have been part of the reason why they got burned out? So, like, I'm literally looking here. Act 1, Part 1 was Edith and Western Outskirts, which is cool. Act 1, Part 2 is Edith again and the Blacklight District. Act 1, Part 3 is Edith for the 3rd time, and then we're back in the Lirv District. Like, what if we just didn't do that? What if we just started with the route system from Act 2 onwards? Because they're like, yeah, we kind of got burnt out with making this game. We'll just make the game. It doesn't need to be some like crazy thing. I don't think we need to do all these side quests and stuff.
Since then, we've caught signs of entirely new anti-immigration factions beginning to emerge.
Like, I think there's a lot of cool lore and stuff that you could have done, no doubt about it. But at the same time, I just feel that the reason why this act is weaker compared to Cold Steel, hell, even Cold Steel, like, 4 and Reverie, well, 4 especially, is like, you're just going too far with a lot of the Edith stuff. Van is almost completely Edith, so it's not really even a Van game, is it? Like, I think they really should have just pulled a Sky the Third here and been like, alright, this is just completely separate. We can come back to Van later. I don't understand this obsession with having to write Edith 3 times again.
Seriously?
Because we did the same in Daybreak too.
More terrorist organizations?
Afraid so, though we haven't been able to verify if they're genuinely anti-immigration just yet. What we have confirmed is that the groups have been recruiting members who are known sympathizers of the True Grievance Brigade. The It's even possible that other anti-immigration groups, both large and small, are banding together to form one massive flock.
So what they need to do for the second game, Kai 2, is just basically just only do main story stuff. It's you can do main story stuff, you know?
Holy shit.
In that regard, Azure did just fine with it. I will give Azure that compliment in that there was never really any downtime except for Michelin Wonderland in Azure. It was just like plot to plot to plot to plot. And not a lot of other games really had that. Like, I love Cold Steel 2 a lot, but like the intermission and Act 2 kind of got a little bit weird with it. You know? Or like Cold Steel 4. Cold Steel 4 was interesting because Act 1 was entirely go find Reen, right? And I was a fan of that. But then you get Act 2, which is all side quests now that Reen is back. It's like, oh my god.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
That's hardly surprising. Due to their small numbers, not even the police are aware that they exist. What confuses me more is that these groups seem to be active outside of the Republic as well.
Wait a minute.
That sounds rather similar to a case we worked on before, doesn't it?
The one where Toa helped search for missing migrants from the north, yes? As I recall, the True Grievance Brigade was allegedly looking to scout people of white descent to bolster their rank and file. Then subsequent
That's
investigations
crazy.
by authorities revealed there was a different broker working with them behind the scenes.
Over the past 3 months, there have been a handful of disappearances that were apparently caused by that same broker.
The Free Cities region. We've heard about that a couple of times, actually.
They hit Remiferia, Northumbria, the Free Cities, and Jirai.
Don't even think about what could be in Kai 2. Oh boy. It worries me when you say that, but I will live.
We've also heard that impoverished citizens in these regions have been making their way to Calvard. Guild HQ has been watching the situation like a hawk and is urging branches in every country to be on the alert.
Well, I get Northumbria and Jirai after the war, but like Remiferia too? The Jirai SEZ.
I had no idea all this was happening.
Well, this case may appear rudimentary at a glance. It's clear there's more to it than meets the eye. You mentioned this has been going on for 3 months. That would mean it started around the time the space program was unveiled, yes?
I'm calling Meguro and Calvard via some kind of aircraft in CS2 or whatnot. That would be nice. Doesn't it sound a bit different here, or am I imagining things? So they have a new voice director for the English dub. His voice actor I think is the same, but voice direction has been changed quite a lot since the past 2 games.
That's right. It could just be a coincidence, but HQ is concerned about that point too. And while I'm sure they've got their reasons, I'm surprised the CID has been sitting back twiddling their thumbs.
They also put a little bit of extra bass in his voice. You can hear the editing on it. There's a bit more of a thumpiness to it. I think they did some post-processing on him to make him sound a little bit more throaty.
Really makes you wonder.
I've heard you haven't been able to get in touch with Renee lately. I'm much in the same boat. We approached the CID and requested investigative assistance numerous times, so they kept turning us down. Perhaps they simply are otherwise fully engaged with the space program right now. That just seems weird to me. I mean, they're the CID. They have the manpower to keep tabs on all the Jaeger group activities, including the Warriors of Krugas. I also hear they love hovering over Heiwei, despite the mutual agreement they've got with them. If you ask me, there's no way in hell they look the other way when there's a new anti-immigration group on the rise. You finished chapter 1 of Daybreak 1. You went with Ikaruga. Very nice, very nice. That's who I went with, right? I don't remember. I think so. Is there any chance to ask Marduk to act on this on their behalf? You know, because maybe they're too tied up right now. No, I'm not aware of any such requests. Even with the recent launch, I was given at least notice moments before. Seems to me they have drawn a line in the sand. So since the CID is about as helpful as a car without wheels. I'm guessing you're here to ask if we can work together like we did back in March. Oh? You guessed right. Now we're all kinds of stretched thin at the moment, but we can at least spare Elaine. She just loves working with ya. Zin, please be quiet. What he means is that this is the most efficient option, seeing as we worked together in the past. Yeah. Had Fee not been off on another assignment, I might have put her forward for this instead. You say that, but as I remember, you volunteered within almost a second of the topic coming up. Silence. Why was that not voiced? Aw, you like us, how sweet. Yay, we got Elaine on our team. This is the best help we could have asked for. I'll feel much more at ease the next time we encounter those unusual monsters. Not to mention a broader perspective for the Guild's intelligence network at our beck and call. We'll have to get the go-ahead from the boss, of course. Ball's in your course, Van. Yeah, whatever.
Might not be a permanent thing, but all the same, it's good to have you on the team again, Elaine.
Yes, I'm happy to be back, Van. It's been a while since I last fought alongside you all. And that's especially true for you, Bearguard. I'm sure I will learn much while working with you.
No, you won't.
I look forward to seeing the
No, you won't.
Beauty's blade in action once again.
You're more than welcome to make use of my room should you wish. Mine's free too. Want to try out some makeup together? Thank you for the offer, but I'm afraid it would only wear off after working up a sweat. Oh, since you're here, can I show you my room, please? Well, if they're not gonna let me catch a peek, I'll just catch 40 winks instead. You're becoming more of a slob by the minute. I'm surprised you haven't gained any weight given that you drink every single day. Wow. I got my late night workouts to thank for that. There's no better exercise than going to Pound Town. TMI, Aaron! Fascinating. You have an abundance of spirit, technique, and physical strength, yet your dedication and discipline are sorely lacking. I think I shall impart the Kunlun method for controlling one's breathing upon you like I did Van. Wait, what? No. I already learned breathing techniques from the Gekka school, so I'm good. Nonsense! There's great value to be had in studying the techniques of other schools. Now stand. Oh no. Aaron is my spirit, bro. Dude, I wish. Gotta say, I'm mighty jealous of you. You got a wellspring of wisdom and knowledge walking among you. Elaine, I'll have a chance to tap into it, but not me. Ooh, maybe I'll pick up a part-time job here too. Not happening. Don't say heart attack-inducing shit like that, man. Oh, by the way, I ran into CID Division Chief earlier, but I haven't seen hide or hair of the Direwolf lately. Guessing you haven't either? That's right. There's no sign the Society is involved with these terrorists either. I think Ren was right on the mirror earlier, but they're finally about to make their move. Before I go, I want to mention that you might be contacted by someone else about a separate issue. Okay, mind giving me some context? Long story short, Guild HQ and Lemon reached out with a few questions about you. Of course, I didn't tell them any of the nitty-gritty bits, like Anya's true identity and heritage, as well as your, condition. But apparently they're real curious about that whole Merhin Garden hacking incident, and you're a person of interest. Okay, hold the phone. If they have questions about the garden, can't you answer them? You and Fee helped out with that case too, in case you forgot. True, but we only swooped in right at the end. You and your crew were the ones who did most of the work. And because of that, a rep from the Guild affiliate group will probably reach out to you about it. How you want to go about dealing with this is up to you and Elaine. Anywho, I'll catch you on the flip side. Dude, I swear to God, they might as well just make him into a villain at this point. Zin is just like villain vibes now. Guild affiliate group, huh? There's only one organization that I think that could fit the bill. Damn that muscle-bound bastard. do he and Elaine get their kicks for pushing their work on me?
that.
Oh. Oh, yeah!
I would ask for your thoughts, but I'm sure you'd only say, it's pretty alright, or looks easy to move around in.
Hell no. This looks great on you. I mean, wow, those colors just scream you. And those reinforced white heels are not only practical, but also really damn stylish.
Oh!
Huh? You really think so?
She looks super pretty, doesn't she?
Wow, another genuine compliment from Van. He's been on a roll lately.
If you ask me, this feels like a bid to calm the waters after shoving his foot down his throat.
Yeah, he does do that. One minute he'll act all nice and polite with Nina, and he'll blindside me with some rude comment the next.
Yeah.
Lest we forget, Mr. Arkwright is still quite young. He may yet have room to develop a sense of tact.
In comparison to his work in martial arts prowess, he has much to grow in that regard. Delicacy is hardly Van's strong suit.
Quiet from the peanut gallery. And way to join in on the dog pile, Master.
Moving on. I'll remove my bracer emblem and accompany you for the rest of the afternoon. I'm ready to begin our 4SPG work anytime.
Good deal. Then let's pick a crew and go solve...
Van X Elaine all the way. So true. You can have Van out of the party? That's kind of funny, actually. I have to keep you? Lame.
Oh, Agnes isn't here? It would have been nice to work together.
I couldn't see her much this morning either. Why don't we swing by the Aubert district and say hi?
Just remember, you're both well-known celebrities. Try not to draw too much attention. That goes double for you, Judith.
Why are you singling me out? I'm always careful.
Yeah, okay, sure, bro. Yeah, we do have your costume. Oh, you don't have the hair? I actually really miss her Daybreak 1 outfit. I'm not gonna lie. I really miss her Daybreak 1 outfit. I do like this a lot, but the Daybreak 1 is so much prettier. Okay, anywho, Orban setup.
Shifting to Nathan. Let me handle this. Of course.
If you plan on doing any cooking, it's via the notebook via Old Cold Steel. Oh, thank you for the reminder. I need to do that actually.
Capable hands.
It's not like I need to fucking stuff in there. God damn. Have I done this? Yeah, I've done one.
It would be my pleasure. I put quite a lot of effort into this.
This is a very physical party. Judith is my only mage. Yeah, that'll work. Man, having to build up Judith is gonna be kind of annoying, but it's fine, I guess.
Those swallows look like they'll be leaving the nest soon.
Planner launched.
Anyway, we have Connect events. We have Agnes, Judith, and Elaine. I hate this. Because I'm gonna pick Judith, and I can't see both Elaine and Agnes. I'll do those later.
And now for the latest news from our news desk.
Okay, real quick, before I do anything else and shopping-wise, I want to be able to do...
Shard search? Go.
Would you care for some flowers?
Shard search, go.
Place quite like home.
What the? Never seen this number before. Don't tell me.
My apologies for the sudden call. Am I speaking with Mr. Arkwright?
Is this Altina?
This is Altina Orion, of the Strategic Research Laboratory. We met yesterday.
Yeah, what's up,
at
Altina?
headquarters.
I recognize you from your voice. Oh, so it's you. Hey, Altina, did something happen? It's a pleasure to speak with you again, Miss Orion. Might you perhaps have some business with my employer? A Thor's alumnus, and a former intelligence agent of the Imperial Army, from what I hear. One hell of a resume for someone around Agnes' age. It would seem the military academy is nowhere near, is not where her present affiliations end, however. She sure is pretty, though. Looks like those would make a killer splash on the silver screen. Well, funny you say that, because Altina just got a new figure announced, and boy heck did it cause the internet to go quite angry.
As it happens, I am not contacting you today as a representative of Thor's. Rather, I have a request from the Epstein Foundation's Crossbell branch, of which I am an associate member.
Good thing we came back to the office for this convo. Had a feeling it was gonna get involved. You seriously aren't pulling our legs here, though? The garden's been taken over again?
The Merhian Garten.
Can I do this off screen again like I did last time? Do people know, or do I have to do the garden on screen? I would love to do this off screen if possible.
Jin did mention this to me in passing.
I'll do the first one on stream, but I'll do all the other ones off it.
That said, I find it difficult to believe Marduk would throw the task of reclaiming their own service over to the Epstein Foundation.
Agreed. But unfortunately, those are the facts.
I can confirm this as well, after having inquired into the matter myself. In April, we, alongside a number of allies, eradicated the source of the Merhian Garten's anomalies. That following May, it received a major bug fix update. Then in June, just prior to the beta version's release, a certain force struck. And now, the Merhian Garten has been usurped once more.
Not to mention, it wasn't achieved through a backdoor method, like the Garden Master did via a Genesis. Though it wouldn't be accurate to call it legitimate either. They've used the latest hacking techniques to seize control.
Oh shit? Isn't Marduk's net tech supposed to be some of the best on the continent?
And the Epstein Foundation should be their rival on that front. So why dump this whole thing into their laps?
Well, not the whole thing, technically. We'll still be providing some bare-bones user assistance.
As we all know, swimsuits equal sexual. Exactly.
Couldn't even go one day without popping up out of the blue again, could you?
Developments such as these are the sort I would prefer to be informed about beforehand.
Reset. Hey, you know what? She's right, though.
My bad. General Manager's orders were to let the Foundation take the lead on this. I'll stick around while things get off the ground, and then turn over the reins. That a-okay with you, Altina?
Yes, of course. The handover is not yet complete, after all.
Thank you kindly. Now, a picture's worth 1,000 words, so... here's a peek at what's become of the Merhian Garten.
Grim Garden. You can, but the cutscenes change when you continue the story. What do you mean by cutscenes? Also, wow, is there a delay today? That was a long delay.
Grimgarten. The name certainly does suit its new appearance.
That emblem. There's no question who it belongs to.
Are they even trying to be subtle?
Nah.
The Society of Ouroboros. We've encountered them several times over this past year. Does this mean the Oathbreakers hijacked Marduk's systems?
Yeah, so that's the part we're stumped on. The Oathbreaker's no tech whiz, though, so I'm leaning towards some of their
Cutscenes come
other
with the
big shots being
bosses.
behind this.
Aww.
I've heard the Society utilizes an enigmatic system language known as the Astral Code. No doubt they have specialists capable of handling such technology.
Yes, the Epstein Foundation is currently mobilizing its own experts to analyze the situation.
Why did they put actual story cutscenes in it?
To be perfectly honest, however,
That's lame.
this takeover is progressing at a pace we can't hope to match. What's more, when the Society hijacked the Garten, Marduk completely isolated it from the general Orbital network. It is now accessible only via Marduk's communication satellite, the Foundation's research channels, and the Society's Astral Code network.
The Foundation's trying and all, but there are these beefy protections set up at key points in the system. That ain't even the stickiest part. From what we learned, those protections can only be removed by capturing the Garten's internal domains.
So you expect us to be your troubleshooters again. Not too in love with the idea, frankly.
I concur. Though Marduk aside, I can't help but sympathize with the Foundation.
Incidentally, Marduk approached us offering to release some of the Zypha Standard's core technologies to the public in exchange. Given the Foundation's mission statement of spreading Orbital technology across the continent, it was an offer we couldn't refuse.
Kind of a slimeball gambit there.
Even as their employee, I must concur.
Can't lie, we're real stinkers. It is true, though, that Marduk's got no resources to spare, what with our full involvement in the space program. Sure, the network's closed, so we could just look the other way, but wherever the Society sticks its fingers, the Guild's not far behind. And, well, since they're backed by the Foundation, passing the baton over just makes sense, you know?
In that sense, this matter has no direct relation to anyone at Arkwright Solutions. It's simply that given your previous success in fully recapturing the original Garten, the Foundation believes you are the best candidates for this
Quotes
task.
are on the word fully. I think I got to like floor 11 before I stopped.
Nevertheless, I believe the Foundation can pledge both satisfactory compensation and technological support. Would you be willing to consider our request? Or 4SPG, rather, in your terms.
We got a lot on our plate too, so I can't promise we'll take on the whole kit and caboodle. Still, no harm in us giving things a once-over to start.
You're certain it's no bother?
Yep, we lost track of what the Society's up to, and this here might give us a lead. The rest of you guys cool with that?
Uh-huh. It should make for good training, just like before. Not to mention the rewards.
No objections here either. I'm rather curious about the Society's hacking technology.
Sounds like a pain in the neck, ass, and everything in between. But hey, getting to sharpen our battle senses during off hours isn't all bad.
Yeah, why not? I'd like to know how they managed to heist a whole virtual space.
Hearing the adversity Celise and Leon faced in this garden has me inclined to take a stab at it myself.
Naturally, you can count me in as well. I can't turn a blind eye where the Society is involved.
You have our gratitude, everyone.
In that case, the first order of business will be to issue you an authentication ID in the form of a provisional contract.
Oh, and let me send this app over while we're at it.
Grim search? Oh, don't tell me.
Could this be a new version of the shard search we've used before?
Yes, it's been
But it's purple
specifically
now.
tailored for the Grim Garten. Because of the Garten's current makeshift series of connections that span 3 different organizations, the old access points are somewhat unstable. It is for this reason, presumably, that special tokens and portals are being newly generated across urban areas of the Republic.
Those would be Grim tokens and Grim portals, name-wise. Oh, and just so you know, the portals are Orbital net nodes, same as the gates that granted access to the Merhian Garten. And the tokens are fragments of Garten resources, just like the ones used for all those.
Get money for finding portals? Hell yeah.
Got it. So step numero uno is to ferret out one of those grim portals then.
I'll link the app to our